Hey readers, it's Andrea, and today I am going to be giving you books that I recommend for this summer. I kind of guess, none of these are really new books that I have here. I have 12 books in total. I don't think that any of them are new books by any means. So this is kind of timeless, but for this summer of 2020, these are books that I personally have been enjoying or have enjoyed. I have read all these books and one I am currently reading, so I should be done with it soon. I've been really slugging with the reading. So I kind of liked the clips that I did last time. It helps me gather my thoughts more, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm kind of running out of ideas for booktube, honestly, not 100%, but I think that because I'm having a hard time reading, it's kind of stumping what I want to recommend to everybody. So if you have any ideas for more booktube videos, please let me know down below and we will get started. I feel like I have books for everybody here. So ooh. Wow, okay. Anyways, let's get started before I continue to wreck everything. So, starting with the first book we have, it is very, very tiny. It is We Should All Be Feminists, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to butcher this name, by Chimamanda Adichie, I'm guessing. I haven't read this book in a long time. I believe it's just a TED Talk put into a book. But I really liked it. I remember reading it before I really was getting into activism and really learning about social and political issues. And I really, really liked it. I felt like when I read it, it was well worded. I felt like it was easy to follow. I felt like it was impactful. So I do really recommend this book, obviously. It is very short. It is less than 52 pages. Okay, 48 pages. So if you're looking for something very quick to pick up, if you're looking for something for a nice day out by the pool read, something very quick, I highly recommend this. And yeah, I don't really think there's much more to say about it. It isn't a long story. It obviously isn't a long book. It is a nonfiction, obviously. And yeah, not much more to say about it. So there's that one. Book number 2, I'm sure most of you have read. I'm sure most of everyone has read, especially in school. Is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and I also really recommend the movie. I actually enjoyed it kind of more than the book, but I also did read this in my English class, so, usually I'll reread books to really get a better feel for it. I really liked this book. I don't know what else more to say about it, but I guess I could tell you the story of it. So basically, there is a kid named, can I get half of, okay, there's some dialogue on the back, that's basically it, but it's about this kid named Ponyboy, and he hangs out with a bunch of greasers and stuff, and I forgot what happens, but he ends up having to run away and stuff. It's a coming of age story. It is really impactful. I feel horrible for not remembering the story, but I will read you the little bit of dialogue on the back. I think I'm starting to remember the story, but one of them laughed, then cussed me out in a low voice. I couldn't think of anything to say. There just isn't a whole lot that you can say while waiting to get mugged, so I kept my mouth shut. Need a haircut, greaser? The medium-sized blonde pulled a knife out of his back pocket and flipped the blade open. Finally, I thought of something to say. No. I was backing up, away from that knife. Of course, I backed right into one of them. They had me down in a second. They had my arms and legs pinned down, and one of them was sitting on my chest with his knees on my elbows. And if you don't think that hurts, you're crazy. I fought to get loose, and almost did for a second. Then they tightened up on me, and the one on my chest slugged me a couple times. I lay still, swearing at them between gasps. A blade was held against my throat. How'd you like that haircut to begin just below the chin? So it's a very action-packed book. It was written a long time ago, but I still feel like it holds up today. A lot of people really enjoy this book. It just kind of gives me summer vibes, and I don't believe this is long either. I have the platinum edition. Alright, looks like, no, that's not 24 pages. That must be for a different story of hers. Excuse me, just one moment. It is. Okay. And, okay, 180 pages. So again, a very quick read. A lot of people really love this book, and if you liked this, you should watch the movie. It has Rob Lowe in it. It has Matt Damon in it. Is that what I'm thinking of? That's not Matt Damon. What's his name? It has a lot of star quality in the movie too, with a lot of like Gone with the Wind type of like shots and stuff. I can talk more about the movie than the book. I really like this. I'll probably be rereading it at some point this summer just because I did read it in English class and didn't absorb it to its full potential. If anyone else wants to give a better description, please leave it below in the comments because I feel kind of bad. I probably should have went into this with a little bit more knowledge. But yeah, that is my second recommendation. Alright, no one laugh at me for the third recommendation. But I have Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. And I know these books aren't great. I understand they aren't nostalgic for me because I read them a couple years ago, or maybe only a year at this point, and had enjoyed them like a fan fiction almost. Like, I enjoyed it. I was involved. I kind of like the movies, but I wouldn't say it's the best book I've ever read. But due to the fact that she is coming out with a new book that I'm honestly excited for, I recommend reading this. If you don't know anything about Twilight, it's basically about this girl named Bella, and she moves to Washington State with her dad from Arizona because her mom is going to be traveling with her new boyfriend, fiance, one or the other. And Bella basically meets this really like weird family, like they're very pale and stuff, and basically discovers that they're vampires. And then there's this whole love triangle type of thing with like them, and then she discovers that there's werewolves too with like a childhood friend. And it all just kind of evolves through the books. If you didn't know what these were about, I'm surprised, but that's my little gist. And I do want to say that the only reason I'm excited for the new book is because it's in Edward's point of view. And if I wanted to like actually enjoy Twilight to its fullest, I'd rather have it be from Jasper and Alice's perspective, because those are my favorite characters. So I'm hoping that the new book will kind of give a perspective, but I do recommend rereading this. If not, this book is not that long. I don't really know why I'm having issues today trying to find things. So is this like the beginning of the next book, or okay, so let's say it's 498 pages. I just think that it's a good reread. I think that if you've never read it before, experience it. It's bad, but it's kind of a good kind of bad. And you could probably plow through this. The next book is my current read, which I am really slugging with. I was hoping to get it done in June, but I don't know with graduation on Sunday and all of that. So, I have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I am borrowing this book from a cousin. And I really, really, really like it. This is a historical fiction, like adult historical fiction book that follows two sisters during World War II in France. And the one helps, crashed pilots get back across the France border and helps like people who would end up being killed and stuff. And the other one lives on the countryside with her daughter, and a Nazi lives in their house type of thing. Like, there's a word for it, but is like staying there and has a right to, basically. So, it's really good. I really like the writing. I'm not even done with it. It's made me cry 3 times. It should be a quicker read than how I'm reading it. It isn't really that long. There's a lot in the back that's just extra stuff. So I think it's like about a little over 600 pages maybe, but it's really, really good. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I have. It kind of goes through different years, so it isn't all a summer book. But it's really, really good. I really recommend this, and I just really wanted to throw this in. So if you have the chance to pick it up, pick it up. My next book is another book that I read in school. I actually read this freshman year, like at the tail end of the year. And it is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I didn't like reading it in school, but looking back, I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I did, and the story was just really good. Basically, this is a dystopian future, and here, let me just read you the thing because it's going to explain it better than I would. The system was simple. Everyone understood it. Books were for burning along with the houses in which they were hidden. Guy Montag was a fireman whose job it was to start fires, and he enjoyed his job. He had been a fireman for 10 years, and he had never questioned the pleasure of the midnight runs nor the joy of watching pages consumed by flames. Someone put that in slow-mo. Never questioned anything until he met a 17-year-old girl who told him of a past when people were not afraid. Then Guy met a professor who told him of a future in which people could think, and Guy Montag suddenly realized what he had to do. So it is a science fiction book that is a dystopian future. It has a National Book Award, and I think that the little, synopsis, there we go, that I just read you really sums it up. You want a lot of mystery going into this book. You don't want a lot of information. Another short book for you guys. 179 pages, so a book that you could probably read in an afternoon or two. Just really good, makes you think a lot. It is an older book that can still be relevant today. I would love it if it would tell me when this came out. So the first copyright was in, well, it says copyright 1950 by World Editions Incorporated, and then there's like a whole bunch of different, like it started to be copyrighted in 1953 by him. So it's old. It's over 50 years old, but it's really good, and I really recommend it. So the next book is probably the newest book I have, and I just read it, and it is The Book of Unknown Americans by Christina Henriquez, and it's such a good read. I got this as a book award last year, my junior awards. I got it as a book award from Mount Holyoke College, and I just read it. It's really, really good. It is about it follows like two families, a ton of different points of views that are actually really easy to pay attention to. It follows immigrants from all different parts of Latin America coming up to the United States for a new chance, and it follows the one family who's coming up because their daughter had a brain injury and needs new schooling and better doctors, and a family who's been in America for a while who came up from, I believe, Panama, but I could be wrong in saying that, and their son, who is the same age as the daughter. It's just really, really good. It talks about a lot of issues. You get a view from all these different cultures, and there's love in it, and just heartbreak, and it'll make you cry. It's very short. I probably could have finished it a little bit faster than I actually did, but it is 286 pages. I just really recommend this if you ever get the chance to pick it up. This book actually made me want to learn Spanish, and I've been doing Duolingo lessons for, I believe, today would be the 17th day, so yeah. Enjoy. Let me know if you read this and what you think. I don't really hear much about this book, so I'm really excited to bring it to attention, even if it's on my small channel. It's really, really, really good. I don't have anything else to say about it. So the next book is another book that I'm sure most everyone has read, especially in school, and that is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. And I want to recommend this book. A, it's just a really good book. B, I read this in 8th grade and didn't like it, and am planning on rereading it soon, because I do, looking back again, I think I enjoyed it more than I wanted to. And it's just really good. I think that it talks about issues that are still relevant today and shouldn't be silenced about. And it's just obviously a really good book that stands strong even today. I have not read the other book that has come out. This is definitely a longer book. It is 376 pages, but if you get a chance, my lighting just went away. But if you get a chance to read this summer, I very, very strongly recommend it. Yeah, not much more to say. It is a classic fiction book, I think is what we would characterize this as. I am very mad that my sunlight went away, because now it's dark and grainy, and this video is just not going to turn out how I want it to. But putting that aside, I have another book that I recently read, way different than all the other books that I was talking about. But for you horror fans out there, we have Christine by Stephen King. I actually really like this book. I did not like the movie, but I really liked this book. It is long. It took me a long time to get through it. It's just over 500 pages, but it's really good. I really liked it. It is basically about this kid named Arnie, and he gets this car, an old 1958 Plymouth Fury, and it changes Arnie. It just completely changes him. And then, deaths are starting to happen, murders, gruesome murders are happening, and they are being linked back to the car, whose name is Christine. It's very good. I know how problematic Stephen King can be, but I think if you can recognize those flaws, you can still enjoy the work, and that is how I look at it. So, again, very much so recommend this if you like horror. I was kind of wary around cars for a little bit, and I'm not one to be scared easily, and maybe I was just being a big baby, but I really do recommend this book. Alright, next book, another book I read in school. I am kind of on this classics kick, but it is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. I have talked about this book before in my channel, I believe, but it is about a mental institution back in the 1960s. Well, this was written in the 1960s, so I think it was supposed to take place in the 50s, but it follows this man who's played by Jack Nicholson in the movie, Mick Murphy, who basically goes there pretending to be mentally ill, just to get out of prison, and breaks the entire system of this mental institution. and it's just really good. I really liked it. I think it's written amazing. I loved every single character that was brought up. It made me cry. It made me really think, and it just kind of, it can be seen as a metaphor for breaking the system, and I just think that it's really good. This book, about 325 pages. I think that you can get through it quicker, obviously, than I would have in class. Another book I plan on rereading. Just really highly recommended this, and it was hard to put down. I think I've recommended this book before too, and I still think it's kind of bad timing, but I really liked it, and it is In a Perfect World by Laura Kasike. I can never pronounce her last name, but I really like this book. I think that it'd be a good summer read. It does like have a lot of summer stuff in it, I guess, but it basically follows America, and a sickness outbreaks, and people have to be quarantined, and unlike the coronavirus, it completely destroys civilization, like absolutely completely, down to everything. Everything is a ghost town. Like a lot of people are getting sick and dying, and it's absolutely insane. But it's so ominous. There's my son. It is so, like, the vibe of it is just amazing, and I just loved every minute of it. There were some things that I didn't like and didn't care about, and I thought the ending was kind of weak, but I still think if you get a chance to pick this up, I really recommend it. It was really good, and I think that now that the coronavirus outbreak is, I don't want to say like it is slowing down, but like the panic isn't there anymore. I think that it is an okay time to read this. So, all right, last 3 books. I didn't do these in any particular order, but the first book is another book I read this year in AP, The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. And whew, did I love this book. A lot of people do not like this book. I absolutely love this book. It is about a kid whose name I'm forgetting. Holden Caulfield, who goes to an all-boys school, and basically he gets expelled and decides, oh, I'm going to go to New York City where he lives early before I go home and before I have to explain to my parents that I got expelled. And it follows him and just his journey, and it's just, I thought it was powerful. I thought it was funny. It made me laugh out loud. It was really, really good. A lot of people don't like this book, but it is fairly short, and the writing in this book is absolutely huge. Let's say about 275 pages, so very quick read, very good. I really liked it. Let me know if you actually picked this up and what you think, because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it. I have another historical fiction for you that will also make you cry, and I'm sure a lot of people have read it, but that is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I read this last year, I think, and it was so impactful. The beginning is very, very slow and difficult to get through, but once you get through that, it's honestly really worth it, and you're gonna fall in love with the characters, and the whole story is just frightening and just extraordinary, and it is a Holocaust World War II novel. This book has a lot in the back, my god. $550 pages, and it's just really, 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 really good. I'm sure other people could explain it better, but it is about a girl whose family has died and has to go live with another family in somewhere in Germany, obviously. I shouldn't say obviously. Come on, tell me in the back. Okay, well, she has to go live with this family who teaches her how to read, even though, you know, this is at the point where, like, books were being burned and stuff. And eventually they house a Jewish person in their home. And it's just frightening. And it's really good. And just gives you chills when you read it. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Last book I have is another nonfiction. I believe it's, like, a type of memoir. But I don't even watch this YouTuber. I did for a little bit, but not like crazy. It is Note to Self by Connor Franta. And I picked this book up in a little free library because it's just very, very pretty, and then I read it, and it's really, really, really good. It's like an open diary. It talks about mental health. It talks about, you know, just his journey through mental health and his journey through life, and being, I believe he's gay. I could be wrong, but, you know, being in the LGBT community, and it's really good. It doesn't really have, it's a quick read. It doesn't really have too many pages. It's, again, very, very pretty. It has some poetry in it, so that kind of gives me summer vibes. 308 pages if you include the About the Author page. But yeah, if you get a chance to pick this up, especially if you like Connor Franta, I think that it's worth reading. I guess that's it. I thank you guys very, very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you ever pick up any of these books, what ones you have read, what you think of the recommendations. I know I kind of tend to recommend the same books, but I feel like I just really like books that talk about social issues and political issues and just serious things. So I really wanted to pass that on instead of just being like, oh, summer vibes. Like, I did do a vacation reads on my channel if you want to go find that and, you know, watch it. I'm not going to link it below because you could just search it. That sounded rude. I didn't mean to sound rude. I just mean, like, it's not a prevalent thing here. But I do hope you enjoy. I'm hoping next summer I have better recommendations as I read more, but I thought these books were a little bit different than, like, completely, like, oh, just summer vibes and, like, some little cute romances and stuff. I still wanted to recommend books that were impactful to me in some way or another. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. My social media will be down below. I also do like tarot readings and some Wicca content if you do want to check that out. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!